Morning, all. All right, so we got 11 games tonight in the National Hockey League. We've got 6 starting at 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern, 1 an hour later, and 1 an hour later, meaning there'll be 8 games on at the same time briefly. And then there are 3 later games as well, including a 7:30 start in LA. So 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Florida Panthers and the Carolina Hurricanes. So this should be great. Florida won the first matchup November 10th by a score of 5-2. The third and final meeting will be March the 14th. So for Florida, they're 37, 15, and 4 overall. Over their last 10 games, they're 9 and 1. Matthew Tkachuk, the leading scorer over the last month. No surprise there. 8 goals, 14 assists, 22 points in those 11 games. Ekman Larsson's offense has dropped off a bit, which makes sense. His offense was going really well when you didn't have Montour back, you didn't have Ekblad back. Well, now those guys are in, so he has a goal and 2 assists for 3 points in 11 games over the last month. On the Carolina side, they're 33, 17, and 5. They're 8 and 2 in their last 10 games. So both of these teams are playing very, very well. You might even say it's a battle for first on the power rankings. Huh? Anyway, Jarvis is the leading scorer for Carolina over the last month with 3 goals, 9 assists, 12 points in 10 games. Slavin's been quiet recently, just the 3 assists in 10 games, but he's very good defensively. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Colorado and Detroit. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again on March the 6th. Every broadcast of a game between Colorado and Detroit will immediately show brawls from the late 90s and early 2000s. They don't have that kind of rivalry now. I think there's been some hope that'll get manufactured, but they really don't have it. So anyways, Colorado, 35, 18, and 4 overall. They're 5, 4, and 1 in their last 10 games. Over the last month, McKinnon leading him in scoring with 7 goals, 8 assists, 15 points in those 10 games. Gerard's 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points in 10 games. Not bad. He's been playing pretty well recently. On the Detroit side, they're 29, 20, and 6. They're 6, 3, and 1 over their last 10 games. Coming off of a decent road trip. Raymond, their leading scorer over the last month, in 9 games, 3 goals, 8 assists, 11 points. David Perron, another solid season for him. 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points in 9 games. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the New York Rangers and the New Jersey Devils. This is the second of 4 meetings. So November 18th, the Rangers win 5-3. These teams will meet again March 11th as well as April the 3rd. The Rangers are 37, 16, and 3 overall. Last 10 games are 8, 1, and 1. Over the last month, Panarin, 4 goals, 9 assists, 13 points in 10 games. He is their leading scorer. Lafreniere, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points in 10 games. He's been very good recently. And really, I think Lafreniere's had a solid year for them. I think he's been a good contributor. And I think that the offense will ramp up again next year. New Jersey, 28, 23, and 4 is the record overall. They are 4, 5, and 1 in their last 10, so they need to get it together. Nico Hischier, over the last month, has been their leading scorer in 11 games, 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points. Jack Hughes would normally be the leading scorer, but in the 7 games he's played since coming back from injury, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points. Also at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, Dallas against Ottawa. December 15th, Dallas wins this matchup 5-4 at home. Now they'll try to win in Ottawa. The thing is, Ottawa's been playing pretty well lately, so we'll see how it goes. Dallas 34, 15, and 8 overall. They're 6, 2, and 2 in their last 10. Matt Duchene leading him in scoring over the last month in 10 games. 7 goals, 7 assists, 14 points. Pavelski's gone quiet. And again, as players get older, that'll happen. 5 assists over the last 11 games for Pavelski. That's basically from a month ago to today. He hasn't had a goal. On the Ottawa side, they're 23, 27, and 3. They're 5, 3, and 2 in their last 10. But like I said, they're coming off those impressive games, first against Tampa and then against the Florida Panthers. Giroux's their leading scorer over the last month. 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points in 11 games for the veteran. Shabbat's been quite good lately. 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points in 11 games as well. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Montreal and Pittsburgh. This is the third and final meeting. Both of the previous 2 have gone to extra time. It was a 4-3 win for Pittsburgh in a shootout on December 13th. On January 27th, it was the 3-2 overtime win for Pittsburgh. We'll see what happens tonight. Montreal's 22, 26, and 8 overall. They're 3, 6, and 1 in their last 10, and it's really started trending in the wrong direction for them. Suzuki leading him in scoring over the last month with 8 goals, 7 assists, 15 points in 10 games. I'm also going to say it may not be trending in the wrong direction for fans who want to see a really high draft pick for Montreal, right? Struble, a goal and 2 assists for 3 points in 10 games over the last month. I'm really impressed with Struble's game. I know there's not going to be a ton of points from him, but he's a very good all-around defenseman. On the Pittsburgh side, 24, 21, and 8 is their overall record, but they're 3, 5, and 2 in their last 10. They definitely trended in the wrong direction. Crosby, the leading scorer for them in the last month, 5 goals, 3 assists, 8 points in 10 games. Raquel, just 5 assists in 10 games. They need a goal from Raquel. They need more offense in general than what they've been getting. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Washington Capitals and the Tampa Bay Lightning. This is the second of 3 meetings on December 23rd. Tampa Bay wins in a shootout, 2-1. The third and final meeting will be on April. That date has to be wrong because the schedule doesn't go that long. All right, yeah, it's April 13th. Anyways, the Washington Capitals, 25, 21, and 8 is their overall record. They're 3, 5, and 2 in their last 10 games. Their leading scorer over the last month is Alex Ovechkin. 8 goals, 5 assists, 13 points in those 10 games. So they're not winning as often, but Ovechkin's getting goals. That's positive. McMichael, 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points in 10 games. I think Connor McMichael's taken that next step this year. The Tampa Bay Lightning, 30, 22, and 5 overall. They're 6 and 4 in their last 10 games. Kucherov, the leading scorer over the last month, to the surprise of no one. 8 goals, 10 assists, 18 points in 10 games. Cirelli's been very good too. 2 goals, 8 assists, 10 points in 10 games for Anthony Cirelli. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific start between the New York Islanders and the St. Louis Blues. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again March the 5th. So for the Islanders, they're 23, 18, and 14. They are 4, 3, and 3 in their last 10 games. Matthew Barzal leading them in scoring over the last month. In 9 games, 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points. Horvat a little bit quieter, 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points in 9 games. On the St. Louis side, they are 29, 24, and 2. They're 6 and 4 in their last 10 games. Robert Thomas, the leading scorer over the last month, 3 goals, 13 assists, 16 points in 11 games. Guy's a star. Jake Neighbors is becoming one as well. 5 goals, 4 assists, 9 points in 11 games for Neighbors. I know his shooting percentage has been seen as being too high, but honestly, the puck's going in the net for him. 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific start between the Boston Bruins and the Calgary Flames. On February 6th, Calgary went in and shocked Boston with a 4-1 win. Which kind of told the story of the homestand that was to come. Boston 34, 12, and 11 overall, 5, 3, and 2 in their last 10 games. Pastrnak leading them in scoring over the last month with 5 goals, 9 assists, 14 points in 11 games. Anthony Richard, I wanted to mention him because I think he's been a good call-up for Boston. I know he bounces around the league a bit, but in 5 games he has a goal and an assist for 2 points, and I think he's been a solid fill-in for them. So I was kind of surprised Montreal didn't keep him because you'd have Raw and Richard, and it feels right. But anyways, I'm glad he's in Boston. Calgary 26, 25, and 5 overall. They're 5 and 5 over their last 10. Nazem Kadri leading him in scoring over the last month with 3 goals, 8 assists, 11 points in 10 games. Blake Coleman in those same 10 games, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points. So his scoring has slowed down, but he's already into career high territory, so it's been a good year for Blake Coleman. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific start between Vancouver and Seattle. This is the third and final meeting between the two. Seattle won November 18th by a score of 4-3. November 24th, Vancouver won 5-1. It's a shame Seattle doesn't have a really good record. It's a shame this isn't like a battle for first or something. Vancouver 37, 15, and 6, and it feels like Seattle should be a natural rival and will become one. 5-4-1 record for Vancouver over their last 10 games. Quinn Hughes leading him in scoring over the last month in 12 games, 1 goal, 12 assists, 13 points. Garland in 12 games, 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 points. So the scoring slowed down for Vancouver. Again, every team goes through those times where it's just not working out for them. Get it out of the way in February. Don't have that happening in April. Seattle 23, 21, and 11 overall. They are 4, 4, and 2 over their last 10 games. McCann, the leading scorer over the last month, 9 games, 6 goals, 5 assists, 11 points. Likes playing against Vancouver. And Beniers in 8 games, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points. It just hasn't worked out as well for Beniers, but it's called the sophomore jinx or sophomore slump. He's going through it. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific start between Toronto and Vegas. This should be fun. February 27th, these teams will meet in Toronto. The Leafs 31, 16, and 8 overall. They are 8 and 2 over their last 10 games. Austin Matthews has, over the last month, 78 goals. I'm kidding. It feels like it. In 10 games over the last month, 13 goals, 6 assists, 19 points. He's already passed 50. He's easily going to hit 60. He should hit 70. We'll see. Liljegren has 7 assists in 10 games over the last month. I think Liljegren's played well. Now that Morgan Rielly's coming back in the lineup, what happens to the pairings on the blue line, which have worked pretty well in his absence? Vegas 32-18-6 is their overall record. They're 5-4-1 in their last 10. Nick Roy is their leading scorer over the last month. 3 goals, 10 assists, 13 points in 10 games. Theodore, in his return, had an assist. So yeah, for Vegas, we'll see how they work this, because they are still without Eichel, they are without Stone, and this is a team that's definitely missing a lot of players. 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific start between Nashville and LA. This is the third and final meeting. Nashville won 2-1 on January the 18th. On January 31st, it was a 4-2 win for the Kings. Nashville 29-25-2 overall. They're 4-5-1 over their last 10, but they're coming off of that win in Las Vegas a couple days ago. They should feel pretty good. Just don't feel too good, because then you might, take it for granted in the next game. Roman Yossi's been their leading scorer in the last month. 2 goals, 10 assists, 12 points in 10 games. Yakov Trenin has the talent. It just doesn't seem to translate to the score sheet. 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points in his last 10 games. On the LA side, they're 28-16-10 overall. They're 6-3-1 in their last 10 games. Byfield, the leading scorer over the last month, 9 games, 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points, and we'll see what he does for an encore after the goal he scored a couple days ago. And Brandt Clark, 7 games, 1 goal, 5 assists, 6 points. Clark's arrived. He looked really good in the last game. And the development of Clark, while it may be maybe a half a season behind where LA Kings fans were hoping it would be, yeah, he definitely looks like the real deal right now. Let me know your thoughts and your picks in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you haven't done so already. And hey, thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.